Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
We are creating conscious community by sharing mindful manifesting skills and transcendental music.
We are all in this together. There was a boy, a very strange enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, a magic day, he passed my way, and while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Ahum Prema means the undeniable self is divine love. Ahum Prema, 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 Ahum Prema. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio.
She's Lynn.
And he's Monte. And we are here in February 2022.
Yes. The month of love, perhaps.
Yeah.
Happy early Valentine's Day to everyone.
Yeah. We figure what a great opportunity to talk about our favorite subject.
One of our favorite subjects.
Yeah, I guess we have several.
Love's so important. I mean, as far as the mind goes, I believe, all of our minds are habitual. And if we can get in the habit of
Love.
Yeah. And then we direct that towards ourself. How important is self-love?
Yeah, I feel like self-love is
Super.
pretty key
It
to
is
be able
key.
to get in the habit of love.
Well, if we have self-love, then we have pretty good self-esteem, and that helps us to accomplish whatever
That is so interesting.
we're meant to accomplish.
Yeah, I haven't tied that together until this moment. And it's a very interesting thought because what do you go towards healing first, the self-esteem or the self-love?
I would say self-love leads to self-esteem. Or conversely, it's if we're used to beating ourselves up, we could call that perhaps self-hatred. If our
Self-loathing is what I call that.
Okay, yeah. If our internal dialogue is leaning in that direction, then it creates a mind situation where it's hard to have good self-esteem, right?
Yeah.
But if we're able to have self-love, which I think self-forgiveness plays a huge role in that.
Oh yeah.
And if we're unable to forgive ourselves, then we have that self-loathing or guilt.
Mm-hmm.
All that habitually happening in our consciousness, and that just holds us back.
Mm-hmm.
So, the self forgiveness protocol, which I'll just go over super quickly, which is I've been using it myself for sure because I've made my share of mistakes, just like all of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing about being a human. One of the constants is we all make tons of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I made another one. I made another. But if we learn self-forgiveness, then that helps us lean into the self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And the self-forgiveness protocol is number 1. All humans make mistakes. Number 2, I am a human. Number 3, I'm going to really attempt to learn from my mistakes. Mm-hmm. So I just don't keep repeating them over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really a key. And if I can learn from my mistakes, the mistakes themselves actually serve a purpose in my development. And number 4, I forgive myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the 4 aspects of self-forgiveness protocol. Just real quickly again, humans make mistakes. I am a human. I'm going to attempt to learn from my mistakes, not repeat them. 4, I forgive myself. And if we're able to just repeat that in our mind, it frees us up. Mm-hmm. Because it's the self-loathing, like you said, the guilt that holds us back, makes our minds cloudy and agitated and depressed. But then if we're able to forgive ourselves, we're moving into that self-love piece.
Mm-hmm. And which leads to self-esteem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
so interesting because I
sure.
just haven't put those together yet. But I appreciate it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were going to share, or you were going to share the 6 types of love, and we'll talk about those.
Oh, there's 6 different types of love. There's the self-love. And then there's the romantic love. That's another type. And then there's the love of the family. Mm-hmm. And then there's the love of the tribe, which is really interesting. So that's like your extended family, friends, all that. Then there's the love of all humanity. That's a tricky one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then the last type of love is just the love of all, love of the entire universe, including everything.
What about love of divine?
I would
Is
say
that an all?
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about like love of work?
That would be part of all too, I guess. I don't know.
Here I am challenging his
No. Yeah.
theory.
No, it's like a love of your path. Love of getting on the path.
Okay, so that's kind of self-love?
Oh, it's related. I mean, if you have self-love, it's much easier to get on your path, right? And if you have self-loathing, it's more difficult to get on the path.
Okay.
Your path. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's so interesting to me. One, because I had a request from someone who was asking that we speak on what it's like to be married and work together and create together and play music together. Like we do so many things together, and what is that like? And I thought that was really interesting, especially when thinking about these 6 types of love. And it's like, well, where do all of those fit together? You know, love of creating.
Yeah.
Like love of playing music. Where does that fit in? You know, what is love of work? And love of work is really a difficult one because I get so upset sometimes.
Yeah.
But to love it, I mean, there is an element of love which keeps me going through the difficult.
Yeah.
You know, how do I edit this and how do I export this? And, you know, just the frustration of having to learn new technologies and all of that. But there's love there or determination. I don't know if those are different or the same.
Well, but I would say determination is part of love. Because it's easy to abandon it. Oh, I have a reason not to love now.
Yeah.
You know?
Or just get into that frustration and let it take over. And I mean, I've done that a little bit here and there,
sure.
and that's where you come in and help me out of that. But
well, I think we all struggle with as someone, you know, just I believe most of us struggle with the unloving self-talk, you know? So, I mean, love of work,
it's like love of fulfilling your path.
Yeah, it's being on the path.
Yeah, and I definitely have had many conversations with many different people about either the lack of love in their work or the joy of loving their work.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's a great
one or the
point.
other.
Because actually being on our individual paths is key to that self-esteem piece again. Is key to not being depressed. Is key. It gives us like direction, how we move, how we navigate through life.
Yeah.
If we know what our particular dharmas, our path is, and then we get on the path and then we feel better. And when we're off the path, if we're off our path, I believe the universe has a tendency to just like push us down, slow us down.
Make us heavy so we can't go too far.
Which is like a depression, you know, and that perhaps the way to solve that depression is not to take meds, but to find your path and get on your path.
That was definitely what happened to me in 2012. But I'm curious because, you know, I'm me, so I know what I would say, but I'm curious what you would say to someone who hates their job, hates their their 9 to 5 and what they have to do. Yeah. What do you say?
Well, I mean, one way to look at that is try to see the good in what you're doing. You know, try to see the good. Try and really work with transmuting that hatred, perhaps, into like a love, And that internal help clear the mind. And if we're meant to find something else that we're meant to do, we'll find it then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the hatred, like, disables us.
Yeah, it takes
disables
so
us,
much
and then
energy.
We're stuck. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. And if we could just work on our own particular mind habits and patterns and really be the witness to what's going on in our own minds. Again, the metacognition piece of being the discerning witness to your thoughts and your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really want to change something, if you're in a situation where you're not happy in that situation, but you feel stuck, examine your beliefs, examine your thoughts, and see which beliefs and which thoughts like serve you and which don't. And then you start weeding out the unproductive belief patterns. Weed out and be open to changing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like in our culture, we're taught that to like change your mind is a weakness when in fact it's a strength.
Yeah.
It's a strength. And it's one of my favorite quotes from Emerson from his essay on self-reliance is the hobgoblin of little mind. No. A foolish consistency. A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds.
Yeah.
So that means you make up your mind and you just cling to it.
No matter what facts present themselves.
Yeah, right. Right. And that's the hobgoblin of little minds, according to Emerson. And we have to apply that to ourselves. And if we want our beliefs to evolve, they have to change.
Yeah.
So being open to change and
one of the things that I share about feeling really stuck on a path that doesn't serve is there's got to be a very strong acceptance. It's kind of like a surrender in the sense of, okay, this is where I am. This is where I am. This is what is happening.
Yes.
And without going, and it sucks. And
right.
You can't add that piece because to allow change, to be open to change. And I know this is such an odd piece. It's kind of like a strange algebraic formula where you're trying to figure out why this factor's in there, but it is, and you have to accept without judgment where you are in this moment, no matter what way you want to change.
That's true. And you're saying like be the mindful witness to your own experience. And mindfully notice where you're at, notice what's happening, and if you want it to change. Like I said, if we fill that story, that belief full of hatred and just negative thoughts, negative vibrations, then it creates an internal prison.
Yeah.
In the sense.
Yep,
I mean,
really
that's
does.
where freedom starts, with our thoughts. And if our thoughts are so rigid and our beliefs are so constrained and just, we're not free.
Right. It's like we're continually creating the bars of our prison. Yeah,
right. And I mean, there's that saying, free your mind and your life will follow. It's true.
Yeah.
Is true. And that's where mindfulness can come in. It really helps free the mind. It gives us moments of peace, moments of quiet, discernment rather than judgment. Let's not judge others. Let's coming back to that love piece. How many people can love all of humanity? I definitely have my moments of that, but I have my moments otherwise where I just get frustrated and so I go back and forth, but I know it's there. I know it's and I do ultimately realize that we're all these amazing, just spiritual beings walking around having a temporary human experience, and we're all in it together. We're all confused to some level, and we're all struggling. And every single human has these problems and dramas. All of us.
That's part of the human condition is we have to have dark nights of the soul to grow. That's like worked into the plan.
Yeah, right. So if we can see them from that perspective, it's instead of seeing them through a lens of, I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
See it through a lens of, this is part of my growth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, the bottom line is we're all amazing manifestors.
Yeah.
All of us. That's our birthright. That's what we do as humans, is we manifest things. And so just on a micro level, we manifest our futures, our individual futures.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Right now, we're manifesting our future.
Yeah. And to just
That's the thing about the presence.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it empowers us.
But the funny thing is that I've realized through my experience is if we're sitting in the present, wanting the future, we're actually interrupting that creation. It's like creating choppy waters.
Yeah, right.
But if we're sitting in the present and we're present,
yes,
and we're in that vibe of the future that we want to carry into the future, then it just creates itself.
Yeah, that's so true. The way Deepak Chopra talks about that, he said, you want to imagine your mind is a lake, and if you get it to be still, and then you drop a pebble, and that pebble is your intention for the future. You drop that pebble into the lake, the little ripples go out, and the universe recognizes that. But if the lake is all choppy, if your mind's all agitated and you're all just like feeling all wild that way, and you drop a pebble into that water, the universe can't see that.
Right.
Nothing happens, so finding that stillness.
Yeah. I hold that thought because I know that goes with the next subject that we wanted to talk about after our next song. But to wrap up this little discussion on love, what is it like for you being married and we're co-workers, co-creators, like we're so much together. What does that kind of love mean to you?
I guess for me, it feels like we're both encouraging each other to be on the path. We're on the path together. And we both, struggle and we both stray, but we help keep each other kind of on this path. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I feel fortunate to be here right now and to be working towards improving our individual minds and our collective mind and just together.
Yeah. To me, it's just so lovely. It's like my absolute dream come true.
Yeah.
Because it's just so consistent. There's no, okay, and now I drop this and here we are together and we talk about something completely different. It's like we live our passion, which is serving people to heal their minds, and that's what we do. And we do it together. And so we encourage each other in our own breakthroughs and encourage each other when we are feeling down, and it's just so nice. Like we don't have to listen to the other person talk about something completely not what we're, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we just don't even have that because it's not a part of our team, like our team is, we've got a pretty clear focus. We've got these ways that we work towards that focus and we love it and we help each other and we don't distract, It's so cool in that way. Like I absolutely love it because I don't have to worry about trying to include this total random piece of my partner's life that is their work, and they're telling me about their work, and I'm like, what? Good for you, I don't have to deal with that.
No, we're definitely...
For me, that's perfect.
Yeah, we're a team.
Yeah.
We're a team, and just we're walking each other on this path, walking with each other.
I'd say it keeps us on focus, 80, 90 hours a week because there's no distraction. We're just in it, focused and moving forward. And
and I mean, bringing it back to the love and working on just helping each other be loving, even during hard times. And I mean,
absolutely.
During difficulties, and because the mind is habitual for sure. And if we take like hard times and use that as a reason to drop out of love, then we're
right. And judgment, going to judgment instead.
Yeah, and you know, we definitely do, but we try to bring ourselves back.
Right. I mean, it's natural to, you know, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
3 steps forward.
Yeah. It's all over the place, but to have that like steady, like, and we're on the path. And we're on the path. You know, it's just so, it just streamlines life for me. Like, I just appreciate what we have going on in our team efforts. I absolutely love it. So thanks to our listener who asked us to speak on it. Yes. And we're going to play a song, Love Rebellion, which kind of goes with the theme of the month, and loving anyway. Loving anyway. Let's love anyway.
Yeah. Feels good.
Mm-hmm. Oh my busy mind, how you do spin in so many directions, holding your many plates, thinking. Oh my busy mind, how do we let go of the past patterns and pave our way into the new world? Free. It's a love rebellion, 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 it's a love rebellion. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Oh my busy mind, how I do wish to find a solution to heal our divided peoples. Oh my busy mind, it is time to be at peace and take a breath, be centered, present in this moment, in this moment, in this moment. It's a love rebellion, 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 it's a
So that was a love rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the midst of a love rebellion.
I agree.
And that song's an 11/8 time signature.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, for those musicians who are interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah. So what does love rebellion mean to you?
It means loving anyway. Is that the way you put it?
Yeah. It is a really succinct way of saying it.
Yeah. For me, it's like just seeing the spark of God in everybody.
Yeah.
And just because I try and love everybody doesn't mean I agree with them or I want them around me or any of that. But I deeply respect all humans.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've all beaten like incredible odds to be here. And I just think we're all these God beings walking around basically confused and unaware of our own innate superpowers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No matter where you are, who you are, what you've done, we all have the presence of the divine within us. And
yeah,
even if it's super buried.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of the ultimate goal in anyone's life is unburying that divine light within and letting it shine and being able to be connected to divine in all words that means to a person.
Well, right. And to me, that doesn't even, an atheist can get there too, just by being present and loving. Essentially, it doesn't really matter what ideas, what words we have floating around in our heads.
Sure.
It's more of our energy that creates that connection with the Tao. And in the Tao Te Ching, it says you get in harmony with the Great Mother, and the Great Mother is going to take care of you. So I love that idea.
Yeah, it's like a cozy sentence too. I like that idea of the Great Mother who's probably super nurturing, but also, get some, why'd you do that?
Holds us accountable.
Yeah, holds us accountable.
Holds us accountable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so we don't get to just be wild children and not hear about it. The Great Mother is like, I love you, but hey, what was that about?
Yeah.
Which is kind of the way I try to mother.
Good job.
Yeah. Sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wanted to share.
Yeah. Well, I've been working on a technique that really helps us or really helps me to quiet my mind and vastly increase my ability to manifest what I'm looking for in the future. And like I said, Deepak Chopra, I mentioned this earlier, said, think your mind is a pond and you need that calm pond and then dropping the intention in there. And so the ripples go out to the universe. And this is a technique to calm the pond and how to drop the intention. And I've been studying hermetics a bit, which is an ancient Egyptian technique at manifestation. And I've been using it the last recently, and it's been working well for me. So I'd just like to share it quickly. And the idea is let's say my mind is agitated and full of reasons to be agitated and ruminating and just my mind sparking off all over the place. And what I want to do at that point, my brain is full of electricity. There's all these neural connections, shooting. And what I want to do is I want to transmute those thoughts. So I use that energy. I harness the energy. And the way I do it is I focus on just bringing a light to the frontal lobe of my brain. So I take all that energy that's happening, all the electricity, and I just try and turn that. I take my mind and I will my mind to focus on the frontal lobe of my brain, and I imagine a light in the frontal lobe of my brain. And I've noticed that technique is really a great way of quieting the mind. Mm. So then I'm focusing on the prefrontal cortex, or I just have that white light, or as you put it, a white, glimmering, shining diamond, perhaps on the third eye, or right around that area. And you get there, and then you take your intention and you drop it into that area. So you see it. Mm-hmm. You see your intention along with that white light. And that's a fairly simple technique you can use anytime, anywhere to find presence and find your power.
Mm-hmm. And that's feels like a potent way of accepting. Well, it's like I accept that this is happening in my brain, and I'm going to focus it into light.
Well, it's a way of using all that energy in your brain to positively, instead of just letting it torture. Yeah, because that's right. I can get to that place where it just like tortures me. Oh, I'm so guilty. This, that mistake. Oh, no.
Yeah. How is this ever going to work out?
Yeah,
oh my God, this is nuts.
Right. Waiting for the shoe to drop.
There's no way I can get all this done.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yep. It's like just take those thoughts. I work with my breathing a little bit during that too. I just want to deepen my breath a bit, and make sure I'm exhaling all the way. Mm-hmm. So there's a component of that too. But then, boom, just really visualizing that white light. Mm-hmm. And then coming up with ideas. Well, what do you want to manifest? And the idea is, too, you want to manifest things that are part of your path. Mm-hmm. You don't want to manifest things that are outside of your path, because I would suggest that's probably a lot less effective.
Well, that's kind of confusing, because how do you know?
You need clarity.
Yeah.
You need to know your path. Essentially,
that's hard for some people.
Well, you want to look at your strengths. Mm-hmm. And, you're good at this, you're good at this, you're good at this. Oh, this is, how can you use those skills to better humanity, essentially? And then you'll find your path. Mm-hmm. I mean, we all have different paths. There's the writer. There's the person who's great at fixing cars. There's the person who's, great at working with recycling. There's the doctor. I mean, there's all these different paths. And we just have to.
How do you know if you're on the right one?
Well, it feels good, number one.
Okay.
And it makes sense. I mean, we have our, we can get thrown off because our egos sometimes get in the way. Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to be this, or I want to be that. But you really have to take an honest look at your strengths and go with those. Mm-hmm. And once you're on your path, you'll notice your anxiety is vastly diminished. Your depression is vastly diminished. Mm-hmm. So there's that feeling that lets you know it's like, oh, okay, this is it. Mm-hmm. But we do need some level of clarity and insight to find our path. Initially.
So do you feel like the meditation of bringing the energy into light, do you think that helps with clarity? Do you think
Absolutely.
that maybe you don't even need to drop anything in there, that you just need to have clearness?
That's a great suggestion, perhaps, as far as training in this technique, is initially maybe just feeling the light. seeing the light frontal lobe, and just getting to the point of being able to visualize that and to feel it. I mean, that's interesting. You talk about feeling the inside of your brain. It's like, what? But then think of it. When I have a headache, I feel the inside of my brain. I feel my brain. So I'm just kind of transmuting all that energy into the frontal lobe. And there's that saying, where the mind goes, the chi flows. And yeah, we do want to send our energy to the
frontal lobe.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, for sure. And that's one of a study out of some South Korean university shows that through mindfulness practice, your frontal lobe actually gets thicker. So let's do that. Let's consciously evolve the structure of our brains.
Yeah. And I feel like there's so many modalities that point to this very kind of practice, the presence process where you bring I am here now in this to your forehead.
Okay.
A lot of yogic meditations are where you focus on the third eye.
Yeah.
Internally, and you can have a mudra, like a hand posture, and a mantra, and an eye focus, and a breathing pattern. So yoga really says, let's get all of you busy so that you are not distracted. Have your breath, figure, okay, this is how I'm going to breathe. This is how my hands are going to be. This is where my eyes are going to focus. Okay. This is the mantra that I'm going to repeat. So it's very much about getting the brain all gathered together to be clear and quiet.
Well, and that's the struggle nowadays because we have so much data, so much information just coming at us, coming at our minds. Our minds just tend to be way over busy, overthinking. So if we're able to harness that, or we're able to rein that in a bit, then it just vastly increases our ability to, number one, see clearly, and number two, just manifest our destiny. We're all destined for amazing things. I mean, we have the freedom of choice to not do that. And according to the Lotus Sutra from Buddha, we're all going to become enlightened eventually. So there's really nothing to worry about. It might just take 100 lifetimes. Or it could be this lifetime. Who knows? I mean, we're all on that trajectory.
That makes me think about one of the astrologers I follow, Christopher Witecki and Sirius Joy. He talks about recently, and of course it was because it was the right timing in the sky, but I think any time's the right time. And he was saying, dream big. Don't let any limitations come to your mind, because whatever is really your passion, it might take a couple lifetimes, but if you have this really big dream going on right now, then at least you come into the next life with a focus already. And I thought that was just funny. Like funny and relieving in a way, if that's true. Like, I'll get this done next life. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I came to that conclusion earlier. And when I was in my mid-20s, I was just really intrigued by the idea of enlightenment and training to become enlightened. And I was working on it, chanting, Tai Chi, meditating, just really hitting it hard. And then in my 30s, I had kids, and I was like, maybe next lifetime. So, but it doesn't really matter because the path is the destination. Once you're on the path, you're there. You've arrived.
I love that.
Yeah, so we can just let go of...
If we make it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, because the path, once we're on the path, life just feels lighter. And it's not all easy, but it's easier. And you're way more empowered.
Yeah.
Because you're harnessing that energy from the universe at that point.
Yeah.
And the universe supports us, supports our growth.
We can, definitely. So I just want to give a few announcements that We are doing this kind of thing at the Commons now once a month on the first Sunday of the month at noon. So this is actually playing right after we have met at the Commons. And it's a great time to be able to interact with us. And when we have the opportunity to interact with the people who are enjoying this kind of dialogue and music, it really guides the conversation. So when people come to a satsang and they're present, then all of our energies guide what we talk about, where we go, you know, and the feedback. I really love being able to have instant feedback instead of you see me in the co-op and, hey, I heard your show. You know, it's like if you're there, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So that's the first Sunday of the month. So that will be, I'm pretty sure, March 6th, I want to say. I could be wrong. I should have looked at a calendar, but it's the first Sunday of the month at noon at the Commons in the main room.
Yeah.
So you go up the first stairs.
It's in the cafeteria room.
Cafeteria.
I don't know what we call it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's that room with tables in it.
Yeah, right. But it's a great way to support each other energetically, for sure.
Yeah, and they have I just have to share this. They have a whole series of lectures, and they're calling it Building Health. And it's a different healing advocate, healing practitioner each Thursday evening at 6:30 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's been really great. Great gatherings, great curiosities coming together. So that's happening every Thursday through April, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and it might just continue on too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle's been spearheading that organization.
Nice job.
So yeah, please, if you feel called to find community in the realm of building health together, please come on out and share your voice.
Yeah, truly, we are
share your vibe
in this together.
Yep.
Let's just move towards health together.
Yeah, and I know we're speaking next month, and sorry I didn't check out the calendar. I think it's the second week in March on Thursday.
Yeah,
talking about mindfulness and health. So yeah. But if you're already going, then you'll know. So come on out and enjoy community.
Yeah.
And Thursday evenings, 6:30 to 8, and the first Sunday of the month at the Commons at noon.
Yeah.
So we have one more for you, and this is a meditation. So this is our concluding meditation for the day.
Yes. Thank you for being here, and really work on transmute that agitated energy in your mind into that light.
Mm-hmm.
And we're destined to improve ourselves and our culture.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just now is a good time.
Yes, now is a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing with your friends.
Thank you.
So I'm going to introduce the next meditation that we're going to experience together. It's called Sunai, and it's from the Jap Sahib, which is a holy prayer book of the Sikh tradition. It is the 8th Puri, which gives the power to be a perfect sage, the 9th Puri, which gives expansion, the 10th Puri, which grants grace, and the 11th Puri gives virtue. And this is the translation. Sunai means deep listening. Listening, the siddhas, beings of spiritual perfection, the spiritual teachers, the heroic warriors, the yogic masters. Listening, the earth, its support, and the Akashic ethers. Listening, the oceans, lands, and peoples of the world, and the nether regions of the underworld. Listening, death cannot touch you. O Nanak, the devotees are forever in bliss. Listening, pain and sin are erased. Listening, Shiva, Brahma, and Indra. Listening, even foul-mouthed people praise him. Listening, the technology of yoga and the secrets of the body. Listening, the Shastras, the Simritis, and the Vedas, the holy books. O Nanak, the devotees are forever in bliss. Listening, pain and sin are erased. Listening, truth, contentment, and spiritual wisdom. Listening, as if to take one's cleansing bath at the 68 sacred shrines of pilgrimage. Listening, reading, and reciting, honor is obtained. Listening, intuitively grasping the essence of meditation. O Nanak, the devotees are forever in bliss. Listening, pain and sin are erased. Listening, dive deep into the ocean of virtue. Listening, sheikhs, religious scholars, spiritual teachers, emperors. Listening, even the blind find the way. Listening, the unreachable comes into our hands. O Nanak, the devotees are forever in bliss. Listening, pain and sin are erased. Nanak is the main prophet of the Sikh tradition, the creator. And here is the musical version. Sunai, deep listening.